Live in our hearts, fill this body, stir our spirits, help us serve. Walk with our feet to the hurting, let us be you, revive your church.
Welcome to Fantastic Families Ministry, Week 3, Affection and Appreciation. You might think, why is Josh at a cemetery when we're talking about affection and appreciation? The opening story in the book tells about a young man named Lane who had to go to a cemetery in order to forgive his father. You see, his father wasn't a bad man. In fact, his father had provided for him and always stayed faithful to his mom. Yet he never gave the affection and appreciation that Lane so dearly needed. And so Lane tells about how he had always sought this affection. Now he had always sought the desire to know his father was proud of him through the athletic competition or through the academic areas, yet he never received it. And so when he was an adult, when he was a man and he was still trying to succeed and perform and gain that recognition, even though his dad had been dead, and it was hurting his own marriage and hurting the relationship with his child, he went to the cemetery. He told his dad the problems he had with him. He said, I'm going to forgive you, but I want you to know I'm never going to be that kind of dad where my little girl has to wonder, is she special? Do I love her? Am I proud of her? Affection and appreciation are so core to what every person needs, and thus it's so core to what strong families have. If we want to be a fantastic family, we need to learn how to display affection and appreciation for one another. Each of us has a bucket of self-esteem, as one psychologist put it. And when other people take their dipper through criticism and harsh words, or through actions that insult us or hurt us, they dip into our buckets. And it takes more positive going in to fill up what those big dippers can take out. John and Stacey Elridge in their book talk about the questions that every man and every woman is asking. They say that every man is asking the question, do I have what it takes? And little boys as well. And every woman or little girl is asking the question, am I lovely? Am I valuable? And so all of us are seeking affirmation. We're seeking to know that we're loved, that we're special, and that we're appreciated for the role we play in our families. And so one of the most important group we look to is our immediate family. So strong families display affection and appreciation. You're going to learn 6 secrets for displaying that in the devotion today. You're also going to read some passages of Scripture that talk about saying thank you and talk about affection and appreciation. Be sure and talk it out. Discuss these things openly as a family and pray together as a family. And after all, remember, our family, we would all say, I believe, are the most important people to us. Yet many times we treat them like they are worse than strangers. We don't know when our own life might be taken. We might be coming to a cemetery like I'm standing at to bury our loved ones. Let us make sure we live every day, and especially this week, letting them know we appreciate them. And let's display affection for them, for we never know how long we'll have to be with them. Enjoy this devotional, put your heart into it, and make your family a fantastic family.
Families show appreciation to each other by maybe doing things that isn't their favorite thing to do, but they look for the needs of others and the wants of others, and it might not be your choice, but it's your choice because that's what the family wants to do, and in order to be a part of that and for everybody to be together. And it might be something as simple as obedience for family members, like a child shows appreciation, I think, to their parent by being obedient to them, making their life easier in that way.
I imagine most of us can look back when we were younger. I know I certainly can. And I was immature, selfish, didn't consider the rest of my family like I should have. And as I've aged and become more mature, I've appreciated them and expressed that appreciation. I think that's one thing that's important. Tell them that you appreciate them. And I definitely believe it's maturity.
Well, to show our appreciation in our family over the years, in that we've experienced some health problems, and my wife and I have both had to change roles at home. And of course, everything still had to be done, and Kathy was willing to do some of the things that normally a man does in the house, and I ended up doing some of the things that normally a woman would do in the house, and I appreciated that over the years. And I know Kathy has appreciation for me helping her out in the house too.
My wife generally helps me transition from my work period, my work mode to a home mode, and sometimes that's hard for me to do. And she'll let me vent things that happened at work and tells me how much she appreciates the things that I do at work to provide for our family. And then at night, each and every night of our lives, our daughter will come downstairs before she's ready to go to bed, and she will go to each side of the bed and give us a hug and tells us how much she loves us.
Of course, I didn't marry till late in life, and got a couple of stepchildren. And I get Father's Day cards and calls from them, and they treat me somewhat like a father, and I really do appreciate that.
Appreciate the fact that they're busy in their lives and doing things, and not being demanding and willing to, whether it's water flowers or unload a dishwasher or take the garbage out, whatever. Those are little things that I think we don't really pay a lot of attention to, that the reason you do is because you care for either your spouse, your children, or whatever. You're willing to do things that normally you might not say is a guy thing to do.
Express appreciation other than doing things for each other is to accentuate positives. You know, when something positive is done by her, I compliment her on that as a strong point. And when I do something positive, she compliments me on it.
Live in our hearts, fill this body, stir our spirits.